We are live just on the pre-check stage here.
I think your internet.
Gain on my microphone. Let me see if I can.
You sound fine on my end.
Yeah, but I do have.
Yeah, he's coming through fine now. It was just every once in a while, like your voice just stops and stutters.
Yeah.
Like
You see, that's all fine. That should
He's
be.
got
fine.
that Kentucky Kentucky type of internet.
Is that what it is?
No, I don't know.
I'm gonna boost my gain just a little bit just to see. Hopefully that won't be too bad. Yeah, it's like there's a bunch of different settings on this mic and stuff, so we'll see. If it ends up going out, then it ends up going out. But right now I don't have a a different mic. I actually kind of like this mic. It's been going pretty good for me, so
good.
you guys said you wanted to do to go back and sort of see what's left in the caves, about any other treasure you might have gotten. Talk a little bit about some of the treasure we already have.
Yeah, I mean, if Monkey's good for it, I'm good for it. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's that?
We're talking about you.
You good to finish looting the place?
All right.
And I mean, making sure there's no evil left there.
There is evil in your pockets. Let me exercise the gold from your pockets, for it is evil.
Yeah. The root of all evil. Yeah, I was really debating on whether to jump to a new adventure this time, but I want to give you guys a chance to make sure that you've finished off what you want to do with the keep. And then I want to make sure that everybody gets leveled appropriately to 4th level and all that other good stuff. So, and maybe by next week we'll have a new player, at least one. Somebody out there somewhere is going to want to play. I know it. I can feel it in my bones.
Somewhere.
I know, dude. It's killing me. Adair came across and said that today. I'm like, oh man, my most reliable guys.
Using Ethernet cable to plug in, or are you on Wi-Fi?
I don't have my internet coming into the house is in the front of the house, and the office is here. So I'm on. I checked my speed, and right now I'm pulling down roughly a little over 100 meg. So I'm actually seems to be.
Yeah. One would hope Wi-Fi would be reliable. I just know that every time I just know every time one of my friends has a problem with Discord and they're cutting out like a robot or something, I just say, hey, plug your computer in using Ethernet cable, especially if you live in an apartment.
Oh yeah, if I could, I would, right? And whenever I
know.
Once we get an electrician in here, we're actually going, because I want to have like my new TV mounted on the front wall and stuff, and I'm gonna have them route a drop from just split it off the incoming fiber optic coming into the house and
Ooh,
have them put a LAN drop here in the back office so I can plug in.
that'll be
Neat.
nice.
Yeah, you need the 1.21 gigawatts.
That's it. I actually have 1.00 gigawatts, but I don't have quite the power of electricity. But yeah, well, but like I said, when I do speed tests on my computer all the time, I'm running 400, 500, across Wi-Fi. Right, I'll run like 980 up and down when I'm actually plugged in. So I definitely have good internet.
Got to drop.
There's nothing better than plugging in the cable. It's so much more consistent. I know in my area, like it's kind of fucking, it's ridiculous. Our Wi-Fi, our internet's really good, and we all have like powerful. I don't remember the technical term, but like antennas and shit. Like I've got an antenna on the back of my computer made for like
right.
Allegedly up to a gigabit of Wi-Fi, but I don't have that kind of router, so that's not going to do anything. But just there's so much interference in this area because everyone and their mom's on Wi-Fi, like, and all their phones are using like 2.4 or 5 gigahertz range for like Bluetooth and shit, and it just all collides together, and it's just a mess. Like I'll run an internet speed test on my Wi-Fi and I'll get really good scores, but sometimes it just decides, hey, we're just gonna dip for like the next minute and you're gonna get nothing. But as soon as I plugged in, problem solved.
Yeah, I would much prefer to have a hard wire, but don't have that capability right now. So we're going to run with it as best we can.
You can use one of those long wires that go up the stairs and around.
That's actually what I did. Yeah, because
I
I'm
did that
renting.
one.
Yeah, I'm renting. I'm not paying to have anything wired in this house. um, got a cable running through the little. Shit. So
Yeah.
it's not a trip over thing.
Yeah. I did that.
Not recorded at all.
Definitely not. Game out. You want me to just treat myself as level 3 until like, uh, to already in
Know what the deal is. So hang on. I am going to drop Discord and be right back.
You have a pacemaker?
Yeah.
He doesn't think nobody cares.
And we're kicking off. We're going to play through this as best we can.
Maybe it's we all know I was gonna say like it was supposed to be like so we can just change to like voice to salvage.
Right.
Well, I used to have TeamSpeak, but I canceled it after years. I do know this. No matter what chat you use, when lots of people are talking at the same time, it tends to bottleneck signals.
Yeah, just not with like people just knowing this and so we don't need
I blame the Russians. You guys all right? You can hear me? Yeah, you guys are good. Straight. Out there in the interwebs, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Agamarin, as always, first guy through the door. Mr. Eager Beaver, we definitely appreciate it. Have some mic issues going on. Not for sure if it's going to persist or not, but it's all of a sudden things get all jarbled and grumbly and robotic sounding. So if that happens during tonight's stream, we do apologize. Shout it out to us and we'll do what we can to try to fix it. I'm sure I got a big ball peen hammer around here somewhere. We will get it fixed and we will get it working. But until that happens, like I said, welcome everybody. Apologize for missing the last game. We had issues, and by we I mean the old fat guy. That's me. Putting together a chair that's going to help my back and put my back out while doing it. So yay me! But yeah, it was fun. Because as we play, we whittle out until we have nothing but for folks that may want to play, if you got Mondays off, we're soliciting actively for those that want to join us. In the meantime, we still have the same cast of characters. It's just the other players are be running as NPCs. Unfortunately, Arthur saw fit to see ahead and handle attrition by way of hirelings and henchmen. So, hey man, how you guys been doing? Zadkill, you were talking about Halloween. when I interrupted you just as we went live. What'd you do for Halloween?
Oh, I dressed up.
Imagine
And
that.
passed out candy.
What did you dress up as?
I put a picture in general.
Oh, did you? Okay, hang on. Let me go. Excuse
Let's
us
see
for
if
the
you know
people
what
out.
it is.
Sorry, folks that are out there in chat that can't see this. Let's see. Looks to be like Michael Myers to me. I like it. I like the axe. You're Paul
Jason.
Bunyan. Yeah, I know. I was going to say Paul Bunyan, but Paul Bunyan didn't wear a mask, so I like it, man. I like it. Did
No,
scary?
I made a little kid cry.
Did
Felt
you?
bad. So I gave him 20
Ah.
pieces of candy.
How many?
20. We
Damn!
have a lot of trick-or-treaters, man. I bought like $100 worth of candy, and
Nobody
we have a
shows.
lot of trick-or-treaters. So
I
it's
know,
like,
man. It's all about the trunk or treat now. Like at our local church, they all go to the parking lot and they walk by the cars, or the high school. They open up their trunks and kids said, "That's not trick or treating. Trick or treating's like sneaking around and egging people while they're walking and stealing the little kids' candy and stuff like that. That's true trick or treating." But I remember when I was in Iowa, I go up in Clinton, Iowa. We one year, man, it was like freaking cold as hell, man. It was like sleety and stuff like that. We were out there in the middle of the night, man. Give me my candy. I don't care if I'm going to get pneumonia or not. I want my damn candy. So, dude, that's a cool looking picture, man. That's kind of awesome. What about you, Arthur? Did you do anything for trick or treating, or you just kind of hang out?
I watched a few scary movies with some friends online, but
Nice.
beyond that, we didn't really do as I didn't really get to do as much as I'd wanted.
Yeah. Did anybody, including out in chat, did anybody get onto the Cannon Fire Discord and listen in on they had a Halloween one shot that was getting run. Unfortunately, it was during our Friday game, but it was actually going on after we got off. But I didn't bother to go in because I didn't want to come in like the middle of the session or almost at the end of the session. But
J session?
What's that?
Were you talking about J session?
Was Jay running it? Because it wasn't. Well, there wasn't anything on the Lord Gasumba stream that I know of, but I do know that they had a Discord voice channel up, and you could click in to listen in on the Discord while the players were playing. And I don't know who was actually running it. I don't know if Josh was running it or whoever, but I know folks were talking about it, but like I said, it was running during our Friday 5e game, which for those that follow us know, this first edition game is every Monday night. It's first edition 1E1 shots, obviously. Currently doing Keep on the Borderlands. Depending upon the party and what they want to do tonight, could be the last session for Keep on the Borderlands before we move on to our next adventure. However, on Fridays, every other Friday, we do a 5e game. So if you haven't caught that game, I would definitely recommend you guys come check us out, because that's a pretty fun game there. There's some cool stuff going on, and the party's involved in some pretty like, I don't want to say world shaking, or shaping. It's more along the lines of Parentland shaking, but it's kind of cool. And Arthur, our resident mage, is in that adventure as well, playing a different character, of course. So anyway. So yeah, man, it's thanks, Agamra, and I think it's pretty awesome too. So let's talk a little bit about the stream. For those that have not followed us, please click follow. We're trying to hit that 200 followers before the end of November. Previously, I was trying to get 200 followers before the end of October, but hey, man, we got to 106 by the end of October, so that's muy bueno. Appreciate all of the love out there. If you'd like to support the channel, obviously, we would love for you to become a subscriber. Kind of get you over to our Discord, we have some private channels for our subscribers over there for like private voice and stuff, as well as you guys have access to all the game channels if you want to kind of talk to the players offline in our Discord. So it's not like a real big, huge thing. We're trying to grow our community, so definitely appreciate love out there if you guys have if you have yet to subscribe to us. So couple of the rules that we have here. Obviously, if you listen to the stream, and just like any other Twitch stream, you sort of earn tokens. We call them Perrinland Gross Marks, basically a platinum coin. If you trade those coins in, you can buy our players natural ones or natural 20s. As long as they have it on hand before it's needed. You can't give it like post action if they fail a check or they get hit with a natural 20 or something like that. You can't suddenly buy a natural one to have them override that. So as long as you give it to them ahead of time, the players have access to that, and they can use that to swap out any roll or any check or whatever it may be throughout the course of the game. So definitely comes in handy. And to be honest, I believe based on my scorecard, the party still has 2 natural 20s that carried over from last session. They were given a couple nat 20s, but they were never able to use them. And me being the nice guy that I am, I allowed them to keep those nat 20s. So, and now we also have Zadkiel has just been granted a natural 1 by Agamaran. Thank you, sir. So that one
Grazie.
that one is specifically for, and let's go ahead and note that down so we don't forget. So now the party has 2 nat 20s and Zadkiel has a nat 1 because the DM never rolls good anyway, right? So yeah, so if you guys are into that, we definitely appreciate, kind of help do that. The other thing you can help is spread the word amongst your friends, family, and coworkers. Let them know when our streams are. Like I said, Monday and Friday nights, 7:30 to 11:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. We definitely appreciate you guys giving us a listen or giving us a follow. So let's kind of talk a little bit about where our party was and what they're doing now. So as I said, for the past couple of sessions, the party has been involved. First of all, they started out in the village of Hamlet, where the church sent them to investigate the rising threat of an evil cult church that was being established in the region. And beneath the moat house in Hamlet, they did discover an evil priest was doing exactly that, banding together a bunch of brigands and bandits and humanoid creatures, all dedicated to some nefarious god. They struck down that temple, but then the church told them that, and another one, a sister church as they called it, was being built or allegedly being built in the region to the south along the edge between the Ulek states and the Pomarge. And so traveling there, the party had arrived at the Keep on the Borderlands, where they immediately began their investigation and discovered a set of caverns set in a horseshoe, sort of a horseshoe, kind of a canyon, covered in grass and trees and hidden from the main roadways and pathways. So after a little bit of poking around and investigation, a few forays into various caves, they eventually stumbled upon what they thought was the beginnings of an evil temple. And sure enough, as they delved into that particular set of caves, they discovered zombies and skeletons and evil priests. And last session, they managed to defeat what they believe was the head cleric that ran the entire temple. They tore down part of the temple proper. However, they weren't able to complete the job because a host of undead were trapped behind a set of doors, and they ended up bursting through those doors and flooding out into the main temple, thus chasing the party out the gate, as you will, and running for the hills back to the keep, which is where we now find the party as they sit within the tavern that is adjacent to the Traveler's Inn. The decision is being, or the, I should say not decision, but the fully healed by the priests of the shrine that's dedicated to the various gods of good here in the region, run by a cleric who's dedicated to St. Cuthbert, although, as I said, he tends the flock of good in general. you guys are at the tavern and discussing what do we want to do as we, as we recuperate and recover from the temple. And that's where we are going to pick up tonight's game. So you're in the tavern, busy as always. Again, mostly off-duty soldiers, or maybe some of the general workers that work within the confines of the keep itself, the trader, the general store, maybe some merchants that have traveled in and out. But again, it's sort of the similar clientele that you guys have met and talked to before since arriving. So it is on you now. What is the plan, and what do we wish to do?
So, Arthur,
Yes.
what is the plan?
Well, if you'll recall, last time we left the temple, we waved off a fair number of those undead that were contained within, and I left them a little fiery present, no? So I want to go see just how many of them are still alive, if any. Eradicate those. Destroy what is left of the temple, though I'm sure those tapestries took fire quite well. So I assume much of it has been burnt.
You know what? It
And-
might not be a bad idea to pick up some oil.
Yeah, for it. It would be a good idea. I do have some in my possession already, though.
Oh, very well then.
Anyway,
Furnock, your companion thief, he who is adept at locks and such things, as he says, also has oil. He has 3 flasks of oil in addition to a couple of torches that he still has on his person.
and I suppose it would be in our best interest to see if there are any treasures that may be procured that we might use to fund further fights against similar foes.
Yes.
Now, but to remind me, I believe, Arthur, you were keeping track of some of the treasures and stuff that you guys picked up while you were in the temple proper. But kind of read off to me some of the things that you guys got treasure-wise from last session.
From last session, which was, I believe, that was the 18th, yes?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
been
didn't
a while.
actually loot anything from the
That's-
temple itself.
that's what I thought, because you guys were fighting, and then you fought the priest, which actually went much faster than I had hoped, but it is what it is. But however, the zombies and skeletons broke free of their entrapment behind the door as the zombies busted down, and you guys actually flooded out and went running. And then, like you said, you did the web, was that correct? And then you set it fire?
Mhm.
Fire call?
Yeah, I used a web spell and then a little bit of rope to make like a makeshift fuse.
That's
so
right.
that
Yep.
they'd be restrained for a bit, and then it would catch fire once we were gone.
Yep, I recall that. Okay. So, yeah, so you guys never did get any of the loot, so that's fine. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
So then, that's where
my
we are.
plan is early morning, make our way back over there. All my hirelings in tow, and to just see what's left, see what remains.
Okay. All right. So is that agreeable with you, Zadkiel? Is that kind of what we want to do?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be okay.
that'll be okay. I'm glad you're okay with that. So let me see. I am going to as you guys get out on the road. I wish I had a much better high-res map of this like I do some of the other ones, but I haven't seen anybody make one, so and I'm too lazy. One of these days I'm gonna learn how to use Incarnate and actually go make maps. But that being said, you all once again in the morning, this time with Latham in tow, as he is fully recovered now from his wounds and his dire dire straits, if you will, from the not last time you were there, but the time before you all assaulted the Caves of Chaos. He was mortally wounded and was barely dragged out with his life. And he was, even though he was able to be healed physically by the by the magics and the blessings of St. Cuthbert, the mental toll and the internal healing that required took several days, but he is now fully recuperated to the point where he can join you once again as you head back toward the caves. The trail now is actually very familiar to you guys, and what used to take a couple 2.5 hours now is maybe an hour and a half, because you know exactly where to get off the road. Passing by, once again, you can see the half-fallen tower on the hill and the large clearing off to the northwest as you guys pass by and eventually find yourselves at the entryway to the Caves of Chaos. Oops, let's do, moved you into the wrong spot. Let's move you over to where everybody can. This is one of the biggest things I dislike about Astral. But I go ahead. Yeah, I can see.
Having been through this area multiple times, would it be possible for us to come down from this direction and cut through the woods, circumvent the caves, so we're not like in the open over here in front of all these other ones, and just because this is the one we want to go to, right?
Yes, that is correct. Sure.
So if we could make our approach from there and try to be quiet about it and whatnot, I'd like to do that.
Sure, we can do that. Let us do this first of all. I wonder if it's going to work tonight. Let's wait and see. Hey, it worked. Dice roller's working.
Right.
What you think about that? What you think of them apples? So for those that don't know, I love Astral Tabletop. I do. This is probably one of my favorite VTTs that I've come across so far. Look, Arthur, stop it. I think Astral only gives you like 5 rolls before it starts breaking. So stop.
All right, dude, it's my last one. It's my last one. Sorry, okay. I already had it queued up.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. So anyway, Astral Tabletop recently announced that they are going to stop development. They're just not. They're not financially viable, and so Drive-Thru RPG is taking over the maintenance of it. Looks like they have put out a couple features since that announcement. I guess that whatever the backlog work was, they're getting out there. I can potentially see them not being around next year, but it really depends on the popularity and if Drive-Thru RPG wants to maintain it. But my only reason I say that is because our Friday game, we started having like issue after issue. The dice roller wasn't sending dice, and it was just not fun. So if we start having dice problems tonight, Arthur, we're just going to revert to the old standby and do the other dice rolls. So can do it on D&D Beyond or Zadkiel. If you have a set of dice handy in front of you, we can always do the honor system and roll the dice that way. So I just like to have it up, the digital, just so that the party can see dice rolls. But, we got to make do with what we're going to do. So yes.
Yeah, I have the camera so you can see in Discord.
I've got the dice roller in the chat sort of opened on our VTT out on the stream so everybody can see it. But, like I said, if it starts giving us problems and it's not rolling, then we can revert to the other one. However, to answer your question point blank, absolutely. If you guys want to take that little extra time climbing up the backside of the hill in order to get above the cave at the top of the hill where you guys wanted to go, which was, as you said, Cave K, which is right here for those that did not see. So you guys are definitely, if you want to go up there, so you definitely can. So you're just going to go ahead and go right into the cave itself, right? Anybody?
The only thing I would say is I think I would like to, and I think our ranger's probably going to be a little bit better at this than me, but just take a little survey of the area, just visually, like make sure there's nothing like looking at us, watching us go inside or anything like that. Just trying to be cautious in general.
So let's see. Yes. Yeah, so you guys look around, and it's fairly early in the day as you guys left just past sunup. And historically, you know that most humanoid creatures, although they are day and night creatures, your experience is they typically go out during the nighttime. And so looking during the day, you don't see anything. All you can see is the little black dots. From your vantage point, you see no movement in any of these cave openings. You also have not seen any sign of any creatures, such as the first time you guys arrived, there was a small group of kobolds that came out of the Cavern A area and attacked you guys as they came running down the hill at you. But since then, you have yet to see any of the little buggers in the open area, and so the initial look as you look around is you see nothing.
Okay. Yeah, if nobody else sees anything, then I'm ready to go in. Does Zadkill want to do anything?
No, Zadkill would probably just also, be there in the fronts wanting to go in as well, but a little cautious.
So what order do we want to go into Cave K, the evil temple that you guys have raised and are now revisiting?
Zadkill? Everyone else? Arthur.
That's a pretty definitive. That's
I think that's the simplest way to put it.
all right. So let me move forward. You gonna die on me?
I've had a nasty cough the past couple days. I don't know why.
Okay.
I'm trying to mute myself when it happens. I apologize.
No, you're totally okay. All right. So let me move. So Zadkiel. Oh, he didn't move. Come on, let's try this again.
There we go.
All right. It's not letting me move Zadkiel. Why not? Let's move somebody else. It's not letting me move anybody.
They're
Wow.
moving on my screen.
Really? Oh, they're
One of them
moving.
did.
Yeah, well, they move, and I let them go, and they move right back to where I had them. So let me try that. I'm going to try to... Yeah, it just moved you, allowed you to move you. Wow, that's really weird, because when I did it, they all... All right, so hang on. So you move in. Adair is going to move up as well. Fernok will be in the back with you. As soon as you step in, Zadkiel, you sense a wave of negative energy flow across your heightened senses as you detect the unmistakable presence of undead creatures nearby. And as you get to the first tunnel inside the unholy temple, to the north and to the south, you can see shambling creatures in the forms of skeletons and zombies freely roaming these halls as their master has apparently been slain, leaving them to roam and fill the void left by the missing personages. I need a die 6 from the party, and then I will roll a die 6 as well for surprise.
I know Valorius is no longer with us, but do we get to use his D8?
Yes, Valorius is with the party, right?
Player.
Oh, yeah. Wait, why? Hang on a second. Where am I missing? You know what? Valorius is not here with the party. I think I may have removed. Let me see if
I saw him on the map. I saw him on the map a minute ago.
That's what I'm saying. Is where did he go? He's
Hold on.
not.
Hold on. No, I stepped away to get a drink out of the fridge, and I need to.
No, it's weird. It's like, why? He is
Yeah,
not
he's there on my screen.
This is like killing me. It's absolutely killing me. I hate having to refresh this every single
Okay.
time.
Yeah. On your screen, one
There
of
he
the
is.
minis is on top of him.
Yep. Now he's moved. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. We're all right now. We will get through this. I'm telling you, without Astral or with Astral, we will get through this. So, that being said, who is going to roll our die 6, please? I'm going
D8.
to.
I'll roll
Oh,
it.
D8, yeah. Okay. I want to do
Why
something.
was he getting a D8?
Because the Rangers get D8 with the surprise check.
Ooh.
Yeah, 'cause we got Valorious with us still.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm just okay. So that was with your D8. You guys got a 3. I got a 1. Yay. So you guys gain initiative, and I am going to give you your first round is going to be basically a free round as a surprise round, as the monsters are completely oblivious to you coming in. As I said, to the south, you can see Zadkiel. You and Adair can see zombies to the south, and you see a couple of skeletons up to the north. As you sort of come in with your torch lit, the light flickering, you catch the creatures by surprise. So as I said, I'm going to give you an attack each to decide what you want to do, or a round each to decide what you want to do.
Okay.
All
I can
right.
take- You want to go first, Monkey?
Uh,
Because I know what I'm doing.
I'm feeling good. I'm opening up my character sheet real quick. I'm going to go ahead and the guys up north.
I was. I hope you don't charge them. I was gonna web them off so we can take.
No,
them
I was
south
gonna
first.
turn them.
Oh, turn them. Even better. I like it. Forget paladins. Awesome.
All
I
right,
was
so
gonna turn them so we can focus on the south.
It's exactly what I was thinking, except I was
Okay.
gonna use a web. But hey, I'm here for it.
all right, so Arthur is going, or Adair, I mean, is just going to grab his mace. He's not going to try any turning yet because he knows there's a bunch of undead in here and he doesn't want to waste a turn. If you're doing a turn first, so he will wait and try to turn only if necessary. So he's just going to fight with his mace. Arthur,
Well,
you're
before I attempt to turn, I'm
Mhm.
not too familiar with it. I mean, as far as range, is it anybody or is that have to be really close?
no, turning undead, where it's basically a roll. I think it's just I don't think it has to be where get our cleric.
Select on cleric's level experience.
Yep. That's what I was looking.
Dead.
Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily a range. I always thought it was like a visual thing. Let's see. These creatures are detailed. Creature for use as a rule of thumb. Why doesn't it have what the turning is here? Yeah, I've
Probably
always.
in the DMG.
Yeah, exactly. I've always said it was just sort of a visual thing. If they see you, then you can turn however many are coming. So
Okay, well then what I'll do is I will rush up to the north,
right.
close enough to get a number of them to turn.
Okay. And I think the turning on the undead is a 2D.
I have a 10 to roll on a 20.
Hang on a sec. Let's see.
I'm reading the Ostrich right
Yeah,
now.
it's 1 to 12 number of creatures is what the turn is.
Okay.
Until you get to a certain level, then you can do 7 to 12 instead of 1 to 12.
Yeah, and I can't disintegrate any of them yet, so
No.
I'm just
All right. So,
it should be nice.
all right.
Disintegrate.
Yeah. So
we-
what about Arthur? Sorry, go ahead.
So knowing that he's only going to be able to hit the guys that are like in line of sight. Oh wow, he's Can you move that far and turn?
No, you can only move like about 10 feet. So he just moved himself a little too far.
Right. I know he's still gonna need to like he can't turn everything down that hallway.
Right.
And so I do want to fill it with webs. Still.
Okay.
Just that way things can't get us from behind while we're taking care of these guys.
Okay. All right. So you're casting web.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I'll have to move like here on my turn to do it.
Yep.
But I'll wait.
Yeah. Furnock is just going to move up and use his short bow. And Valorius is going to use his short bow as well.
Yeah, my hirelings will I think Adair was going into melee. They'll go into melee with him to support him so he doesn't get surrounded.
Okay. Yeah, he's just going to move like 10 feet and wait for him to kind of come in. So, all right.
Sure.
All right. So Adair, as you guys, by the way, I'm gonna move you back, Monkey, just because you can't go all the way up there and do a turn. You can move because it's basically an action. So you can move 10 feet and turn all the ones that are in line of sight, which you could probably very closely. I know you could get at least to 3 of them up there, but maybe even the 4th one. We could probably include him if you wanted to do that, right? So Adair, so Adair is just going to move in the 10 feet. It still showed going the whole time. Yeah, it looks like I had some drop frame. Nothing's coming up sound-wise on my on the stream as far as like Troy just subscribed and then he did the cheer, and I don't see anything coming across on my stream. So I don't know what the heck's going on. Totally bizarre. Totally bizarre. Something's up with OBS and I don't know what. And then the next time you could turn them again if you have enough turn ability, the next action, right? In this case, our paladin is just going to move in and try to turn the skeletons to the north. However, I was asking Arthur, what is the casting time on web?
Well, since we're getting a full surprise round, it's 2 segments, but
right. It would just depend on who gets there before whatever. So go ahead and show me where you're going to be casting the webs.
So I'm probably going to start it right. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I see
top of this square that I'm here.
Yeah.
And then onward, just all the way down the hallway as far as it'll let me go.
Yeah. How much web does it fill? I forget. On my OBS, my cheer. So let me do a test.
And subscribe for 5 months.
Yeah, see,
So,
I'm sorry. I'm clicking and like none of my OBS stuff or any of the stream stuff is showing up. None of the I just ran a test for donations, subscriptions, everything. Nothing is showing up on my stream. I may have to fix that during our intermission to see if I can get it fixed. I'm not really sure why it's not doing that. But I appreciate it, Troy. I definitely do. Anyway, you were saying?
So basically, how high is the ceiling?
Like maybe 10 feet.
Okay. In that case, we're just going to do 8 squares, 8 10-foot squares.
Okay. So 2 by 2, 4 all the way down.
Just basically here, yeah, all the way down. To the
Okay.
end of the,
Yep.
to the
Gotcha. Okay. So, Zadkiel, as you go to step around the corner, Arthur kind of moves down near you, right next to you, and you see him sort of flash his hands in front of him and begins this arcane incantation, and stretching from his fingers, you watch these tiny tendrils. Well, actually, let's let Arthur describe. What's the web look like as you're casting it?
Oh, wow. I was not ready for you to do this.
I know.
All right.
I know. At least, well, I'm trying to get a little more involved with you guys with the
like it.
descriptives and stuff like that. So let's see if we can get a little more in there.
So as Arthur steps around the corner and begins the incantation, burning the components for the spell, these sticky tendrils, these fibers, launch forth from his fingertips, and they sort of start snaking through the hallway and just like branching off like a fractal, like dozens upon dozens of tiny little threads of gluey fibers just
Right.
filling the entire hallway. Until it is nothing but a white mass of just nearly impenetrable spider silk.
And what is the saving throw for someone that you're getting trapped in the web? It's a dexterity type thing, or
So you get a saving throw.
Yep. Saving throw
unless
versus
you're
spells.
completely caught within it, in which case it's weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was just spells.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Save versus spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just looking for what they. So those are skeletons. So they are basically 1 - 1. So they're like a first or 0 level fighter. So they need a 19 saving throw. So I'm gonna the possibility of 2 of them getting away are good, just because those 2 on the end are like right on the fringe. So one of them's right in the middle of the hallway, obviously, and the other 2 up here are slightly on the fringe, right? So starting the program works. So this is really, really frustrating, but I'd rather do it in the first hour than do it some other time. So 30 seconds.